Welcome, Taurus, to a timeless wave of love reading for you, where we discuss the topic of love. However, the discussion would like to be disclosed via one of the two sister energies that I read for, which on this channel belongs to the energies of Bastet. Bear in mind that you have tapped into a collective reading that I, Seventh, am holding at this time. Bear in mind that this is not a personal one-to-one connection that you and I have made time for, so use your discernment to take all the bits and pieces that are within the reading that are to your liking and leave anything behind with me that may not have been for you. As mentioned, this is one of two sister channels. The other channel is of Sekhmet. If you'd like to gain access to her channel, you may do so via the description box below. You'll see different sets of content that I have spread out between the two channels that are timeless. And if you'd like to know more of who I am, Seven, you may want to check out my website that I have made available for you somewhere or another in the description box of the bio. And you can also book any services that I have made available for you at this time through the website. Alright. Whatever brings you here is in true form to the reading. Whether you are affiliated in any shape, way, or matter to the label of Taurus, or not. Alright. Again, I am Seventh, aka Master Seventh, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. In regards to the reading, bear in mind that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. However, femininity has both feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity as well has both feminine and masculine. Wave of love for Taurus. It's important to remember that however you may feel is the truest version of who you are. Whether it is fact or fiction is irrelevant to you having the birth of the feeling, okay? We have to acknowledge that however we feel brings identity and form to you. Whether you can feel comfortable with an identity or not is a challenging aspect. When that happens, when it becomes challenging, 2, 3, 4, it becomes imperative for the body, for the mind, for the soul, for however you define any characteristic points from the internal fact of who you are, or searching of who you are. Life that has either resources, but a plethora of Pandora boxes, right? Whether that is fortunate to you or not, however that might be a detour or a leap to something. It's Pandora's box. You never really know what you're going to get, and it is, however, at the same time pressing to answer to a certain notion. That's the fire, the ember burning within you that I would stress and say, with context to also my website and the name, Inner Inertia, is the inner inertia burning within you. So there's a contradiction there. Inertia is to imply that there is no identity. However, to make claim that there is no identity is also an identity. So it is a true form. It might be ambiguous. It might be a void of something that is of nothing. However, nothing is something, right? So the complexities, the major point that we wanted to get to here is for you to recognize that whatever resources that are helping you make sense of the internal, it's the burning ember within you that is going to actually be the trial, judge, and jury for fact-checking truth versus honesty versus lies for itself, for the vibration that it is tied to. Whether you believe in what it might be tied to, the fact that you might have feelings that could verify and be resonant for you, this is my English, within this reading, then that is already in true form. So, pressure is on, right? Four of Pentacles here and the Four of Cups that just came out. So the pressure is on. It is the burning ember feeling, all right? The pressure, heavy weight of what we can and cannot control, what we might be yearning for. And then the pressure of feelings, associating ourselves within them, being able to categorize them, maybe seek therapy in some way or another, coping skills for sure. However we can generate to bring wellness and stability to the inner wellness spectrum of who and what we are earning and yearning to be. So let's not fret, however, that the Queen of Wands is here telling her story, okay? The Queen of Wands is saying, I'm sitting on the stone because I am a master in some way or another of this pressured feeling and these deep-rooted emotions that need allocating and defragmentation, all right? Sometimes she doesn't know how she does it, and it has a lot to do with the elephant in her existence, which would be, in this case, the cat, all right? Helping her see in realms where she cannot see. And again, if that presses an ideology that you cannot squeeze into, you're not meant to squeeze into it. You're meant to see it from that perspective, which is whatever your perspective is, and then hear a passing by perspective. Look at that. The passing by perspective, King of Cups energy, where he is the backbone or the front runner or the challenger to the Queen of Wands energy. He is part of the story. The he is within you and vice versa. There is an element to also having bethroned yourself in mastery of your emotions, the pressure density, right? The convoluted mess, having to step into the initiation process of allocating possible resources or even granting yourself permission to get close to a Pandora's box, opening up the key, finding the key, the scavenger hunt of life, the mysteries that it brings, the highs and the lows, the gossip, the drama, the euphoric nostalgia, and memories and flashbacks. We love water. Water is life for a majority of existence, okay? However, there is also an element of surprise that, damn, water, ooh, super important, but damn, dangerous as fuck. Very dangerous, right? And that speaks on if you don't have control, if you don't understand when to let go of control, to maybe also gain more control, learning to surrender, going with the flow of the emotions, that will lead you to survival, that will lead you to a safe place, that will lead you to a landing spot. And that is with having integrity to understand where this both feminine energy, which is feminine and masculine, the masculine energy, which is feminine and masculine, 727, want to communicate within you. And if you have a hard time finding them, you can find the allocations of resemblances in some way, shape, or form in your environment. There will be a man or a woman, or whomever, a man or a woman, or whomever. Either you or a meshing of the two, or however the quantifiable magics of possibility could be. It's fucking infinite at this point, alright? Okay. So we have the Four of Swords with the Magician. Why did I say it like that? Because we have 4 and 4 and 4. So remember when I said the elephant in the room is actually the black cat that sits in front of the throne of the Queen of Wands? That is the Magician's key. That is the pressing element of the major mysteries that you, the human, who is a mastermind of thyself, shouldn't have to worry so much of having to fact check the mysteries of the universe. That is the universe's job. Okay, that is their universal fucking living, breathing, infinite doing. All right, it is not your burden to carry, to question, to demand power from. You are subordinate in this major your life. Well, I mean, you know, this is general, but let's start with there, you know. Okay, so 444, things are adding up, and the elephant in the room, the black cat, is where I would challenge you to then, in the niche of esoteric, say 444, knock knock, ancestors are like, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? That's us too. What's up? Because let's not forget who Bastet is, whether you know who she is, whether you're going to Google it or ask ChatGPT. We don't humbly care. I'm hearing good luck, because feminine is both feminine and masculine is both feminine and masculine. Good luck, y'all. All right. The magic, however, in the meantime, is yours in the making. You are the master to your own destiny. Whether that destiny is created, done unto thee, pre-planned, pre-made, irrelevant. It's absolutely irrelevant, because let me tell you, the cathartic experiences to a reaction, every teetering moment, is evidence enough. Some of this shit is crazy random, wild coincidences, and amazing. So it's like, luckily I have English and another language to like disclose how I internally feel, but even with English, as transactional language as it is void of feminine and masculine energies. Enter romantic languages of some kind. Like, no, I don't speak romantic languages. But I understand, let's say, for example, Spanish, of which I don't speak, it's feminine and masculine, right? A lot of Latin dialects have fucking feminine and masculine energies. That is feminine and masculine, and it just is. We don't need to question it. The table is feminine. Like, there's such a certainty in that. And then here comes English, you know? Boom. In my own thinking personal engine that could be in my mind, yeah. It's an adventure. It's an adventure because what makes it the most fun is to know that I am a curator of that of which is my chaos, or which that is of my peace and tranquility. I get to wheel it in quickly and work it in my favor, in the way of knowing that my landing zone has to regenerate. I don't need anything, I need to regenerate. And regeneration comes with having to filter the rights and the wrongs, the consensual lines of yeses and nos, the honoring of myself and to others and vice versa. There's 12-12. There is a need to stack up of some of the wisdom that we have and allocate it in certain areas in our life, all right? And the best way I can now digitize that ideology for you is to think of it like you put a webbing up just via your mind, all right? And you put something there, and you put something there, and you put something there, and you activate them. You're telling them, you know what? I need you to be like the hot zone of collecting this and this data for me and this data, and just do your work so that this mind can focus on whatever I want to focus on. But right now, your focus is over there. Thank you very much. And you are going to be over there, and you are going over there. And that is where you challenge yourself to find an inner, this is nice. Nothing. Some people say it's impossible to have nothing, but let me tell you how loud nothing is. It's loud. And when we internalize that and see it in our environment where we feel pressurized that although we are around so many people that we still feel put in a corner, that's not a safe space. It's not a safe space. So we're as in the ether talking, is trying to teach you how to feel the euphoria of the burning ember and move. Look at that. Ether teaching you the temperance. I love the word temperance because it has a dance of temper in it for me. You know, I silently put in the D, you know, you'll get it under interpretation, you know. And some of the ironically, like some of the movement to tame the inner angst is movement, baby, and listening to music, and it just, you know, and then enter people's philosophies of like, oh no, devil this, devil that, devil this, devil that, cards this, woo-woo this, devilish that. And honestly, you know, it become, We're going to leave that for another time. We're going to leave that for another time. It's going to be a big no for me because she can talk forever. But the point is that the ether around you, however you feel accepting at this point, to take on the messages. And thank you for being here this time. Is being able to understand your consensual lines of measurements and knowing how you can maneuver in the vehicle of your being. You're the vehicle on the road, on your lane. And you know how to merge within and out of traffic. Okay. I'm hearing it would pay, these are the exact words, it would pay you heed to mind the vehicle that you're driving in. Look at that, Justice. That might be a good card. I know it's a Chariot for a lot of y'all, but you know, in the way that the movement energy works and how inertia is implied via Me7s, Justice. Justice is the fucking Chariot here, all right? And so, yeah, because she is the one that scales out the burning ember within. So, somebody's asking for love here. Does somebody? Oh, don't, please don't. No, you're asking. Yeah, I'm like. I'm hearing not the time, the place. Virgo energy. I'm hearing save those questions, write them down if you think they're going to be important later. But later might come and you're going to forget that you wrote them down because they weren't that very important. So, homework assignment. Alright. One more to get your wheels a-turning. As if they haven't been turning already. 9 of Pentacles. You have it. All yours. And then some. And then some. With that being said, Taurus, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.